I sure hope so. I got 15 bits. 2 boxes of candy. Yes. 3 apples. I can find back home.
Okay, I'm ready to start. I'll make that bigger.
This is warm. On my shoe.
What do you guys want to know? Protein regimen design, pharmacodynamics, bioavailability.
So how is it like 50, 50, 50, like multiple choice? And
Oh, I don't know.
Just because like
It's like the quizzes.
it's gonna okay, so not it's not gonna be like
It's not like
40
heavy math.
like math problems.
No, but there's probably apps that are like, you know, some of the easy ones where you're
Yeah.
multiplying out things and stuff.
Like the ones where you can like kind of visualize.
This is all trouble back here, right?
Yeah.
Mm. What else? Yes, ma'am.
On the like review sheet, would you be able to go over how to do 2021?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me just pull up a whiteboard and you read me. Okay, can you read me?
I think those are the ones we don't do.
Oh, read it to me.
Oh yeah, the ones you where it says what numbers to
I
do.
think it stops at 19. Yeah, now that you say that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say because there was like weird concentration.
Well, that has all the stuff you eventually need to know, and you don't know all that yet. Good. Good.
So going to the modules.
And right at the top, it tells you which ones you're supposed to be able to do.
You go over area under the hood,
Yeah, can we like go through a couple practice problems?
Sure.
Because
Sure.
I think the tail is what's missing. Yeah.
The tail is the hardest part.
Yeah.
I
Is the
think.
tail equation gonna be on the equation sheet?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Oh.
Did you look at the equation sheet?
Cash money. No, okay, that's why I was
Because
like,
you know what? I put stuff on there that I have trouble remembering. So
that is a
You
win.
know what? We appreciate that.
if it's easy for me to remember, I figure you should be able to remember it, you know? But all right, an area of the curve. Let's see. I posted, you guys see I posted some area of the curve problems.
right here.
Okay, read one to me.
Well, you just wanna look at it?
Sure.
I feel like that might be easier with the numbers.
Okay.
Let's see the tail.
You see, I stopped after
Because the tail equation's there.
Cause I got mad.
All right, we have a drug cortisol, which doesn't really matter what it's called. The area of the curve for the IV form was 250 milligrams per liter times hours. If given IV, when it was 500 milligrams IV.
Where are we? Sorry.
This is
These are
just one
some practice problems I posted under, it's probably under bioavailability, bioequivalence, some extra practice problems just to do area of the curves. Okay. And then after an oral dose, same dose, nice of me.
Is
that gonna
be nice tomorrow?
Well, I don't know, depends on, I'm still writing the exam, so I'm in a pretty good mood, so
Okay,
probably.
that's a win.
yeah.
That's a win.
Did we get like a put your name on the test? 2 points.
No, you're a doctor. You're
No, I'm not.
you're trying to get your doctorate, Miss Morgan. Okay, so time, we're given these time concentration curves after they took 500 milligrams orally of this dose, and it's at 0. It's 0. This is in milligrams per liter, and this is in hours. At 2 hours, it's 20 milligrams per liter, and at 10 hours, it's 7 milligrams per liter. So we draw our little picture. I really like drawing pictures. Have you gotten that idea?
I like the pictures.
We start at 0, and then at 2 hours, we're at 20. And at 10 hours, we are at 7. So we connect the dots and we drop our perpendiculars. And then we have to figure out what in the world is this part, which is a part we don't like, the tail. Okay. So now we're going to make little rectangles to measure this area. Oh, it doesn't want me to make a rectangle there. Suddenly it doesn't want me to draw. All right, so how do we figure out the width of this rectangle, folks? Well, it's this time difference here, right? So this is 2 hours wide. And then how tall is it? We find the midpoint between these 2 points. So what's the midpoint between 0 and 20? Everyone says 10. So what's the area of this rectangle? 20, right? Is everybody good with that? Morgan?
Yeah, sorry.
You sure?
Mhm.
Because this is like, y'all now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Now, what's the width of this next one? Well, it's between 10 and 2, so that's 8 hours, right? So it's 8 wide. And then we have to find the midpoint between 20 and 7. So what's 27 divided by 2? I don't know.
It's like 13.5 or something.
Thank you. 13.5. So what's 13.5 times 8? So we can get our area. 108 even? Okay. Is everybody good with that?
Like, I know we did some problems in class where it was like on a few points.
Yeah,
Will you keep it to like.
I won't, because I know you have to move. On this test, you have to keep moving. My advice is, if you don't know something, keep moving. If you get something that's gonna take you too long, keep moving, because you might get this, you're gonna get the same points for a true and false question than you are for something that takes you a long time. So just keep moving.
False is something like this.
No.
Oh.
This is hard. This is long. You know what I mean? Yeah, you'll get the same points. All the points are the
Okay,
same.
that's what I want. Okay,
Sorry,
so
I didn't
same
say that
point.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, every question is the same. It's too complicated for me otherwise. I like to
Okay.
keep it
Don't
simple.
you worry about that.
2 points
Sounds good.
apiece.
Have
Keep
you seen a
moving.
while? Okay.
That's my advice. Okay, just keep something. Just keep moving. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Wait, she came and then she left. Adriana. Okay. So to get the tail, and I'll give this to you, it's your last concentration. So C last means the last concentration, which is 7, right? That we have. So it's going to be 7 divided by milligrams per liter divided by K. So how do we determine K? Well, we have this slope here, don't we? We just have these 2 points. So somebody tell me how we figure out K. K is rise over run. So what is it? Natural log 7 minus natural log
20.
of 20 divided by what? 8 hours. So I didn't bring my phone over. Or did I? Have it? No.
I got it's the absolute value.
Yeah, K is the absolute value. The slope is negative, right? Because you can see that it goes down, right? So that's a negative slope. But the K itself, which is the elimination rate constant, is an absolute value positive. 0.13. Is that what everybody
Okay.
got?
Yeah.
How did you round a lot? What?
I got one. It's 131.
131. Okay. I mean, that's probably fine. Okay. So we plug that in up here, don't we? So 7 divided by 0.13 per hour. What is up? Is what? It's going to be big.
53.44.
53.44. So we add up 20 plus 108. Well, this thing's being funky. Plus 53.48, did you say? I can't read my own writing. 4, 3, 4, and then 20. Oops, no, 20. 1, 2, 3. We only have 3 chunks, right? So 4, 3, 4. Eight is 11. Carry the 1. 8. Did you get 181?
Oh, she's me.
Yes. 0.434. And we're gonna divide that by 250, aren't we?
Oh, for the bioavailability?
Yeah, to get the
But like
bioavailability.
that's the area under the curve.
Yeah, that's the area under the
Okay.
curve. Da-da-da-da. Milligrams per liter times hours. What'd you get? 181.434 divided by 250.
Oh. 7.73. Huh, yeah.
Huh.
I do wrong.
I don't know. Let me look. Where are we going off the rails here, guys? Sure. Sure. All right, so once we have the area of the curve, then we know, so today we talked a little bit about clearance and we realized that area of the curve, oops, under the curve is equal to dose IV over area of the curve, or I'm sorry, over clearance, right? And area of the curve PO is equal to bioavailable dose PO over area of the curve PO. Okay, I'm going off on a little side note here. So, wait, sorry, over clearance. What am I doing? Clearance and clearance. So the common term here is clearance. So if we set both of these equations equal to clearance, we get clearance is equal to dose IV over area under the curve IV. And clearance is also equal to dose, bioavailable dose, PO over area of the curve PO. So we can set those equal to each other and solve for F. And guess what F comes out to be? F comes out to be area under the curve. You just have to rearrange everything. PO over dose PO is over area under the curve IV over dose IV. And I give this to you in your equations. Remember, this is the standard, isn't it? Because it's totally bioavailable. So you have to compare what you get, just like the standard is you can get 100 points on the quiz or on the test tomorrow, right? And so how many are you going to get? So how much is bioavailable orally, right? So it's a fraction, a percentage, right? And so if that helps you remember, but you have to make sure the doses are the same or adjust for the doses, which is what this allows us to do. But because I was nice and they both were 500 milligram doses, I think these will cancel, right?
If they weren't the same.
Then you just plug them in there.
Okay. So like, yeah, cool. Yep. Yep, I'm there. Yep.
Sometimes if we're giving double the oral dose that we give IV, I just right away take the area of the curve and divide it by 2.
To account.
And then to account for it. I do it in my head kind of, instead of putting it in the equation, but you can't go wrong using the equation.
Okay.
But it's good if you understand what you're doing. And that's given to you. So you guys good? Back corner girls? Good? Okay. One guy here, Lucas, is good. Okay. So that's what you do. So the whole point you're doing this is to do this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A lot.
I almost asked a really stupid question, so I get it.
The bioavailability was 0.726. That's the practice question in practice questions. For the
You know what? I had ChatGPT write those for me, but their answers were wrong. They're wrong, yeah.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
The answers were wrong, so I'm glad because now we're still needed, Computers haven't taken us over
But like
completely.
this is right.
Yeah, I
Oh, okay.
fixed it.
I was
The
like,
key is right. But what it did was able to do the trapezoidal rule, but it couldn't do the tail, like you guys couldn't do the tail. Not you all. I'm just teasing you. Okay, what's next?
So on the review, there were like a few questions where like you had drawn out a graph.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. I had a student do that for me, so I have to
Okay,
apologize for a little bit of it. Sure, but let me show you how to approach those. I can understand. Yeah, well, hopefully that will be very clear. Yes. So if we have, so the problem is drawing like something that you think has the same area of the curve. It's hard to do, right? You know, but the idea here is like, if these have the same area of the curve and therefore the same CSS average. I tried doing it on. It's just campaign. Just right there. Of course it works then. So let's say they're the same area of the curve. Okay. So then we think, okay, so if CSS average and area of the curve are remaining the same, then all of these things have stayed the same. Those haven't changed. But what has changed? If we went from this peak to trough ratio of this to a peak to trough ratio of this, our slope is faster, right? So then K has changed, right?
Yeah.
Half-life has changed. K is clearance over volume. Half-life is volume over clearance, basically, right? So what would have caused this? Our K is increased, isn't it? And our half-life is decreased. So that had to be caused either by an increase in clearance or a decrease in volume, yes? Yes!
Oh my God.
So that's how we know it isn't this.
I'm gonna throw up. That was crazy.
Whoa, sorry. I shouldn't have been.
Yo, you're so good. You're so good.
So it has to be a decrease in volume. Because if it were clearance, this,
Whoa. That just
not that I didn't expect you to get it right, but you know, it's exciting when you get it right.
Use the bathroom for the first time. Like, yeah, potty trained. Like, that's what that gave. I'm crying. Not the tears.
The whole thing's gonna be lower, right? This has gotta be more steep, but the whole area of the curve has to be smaller. That's a bad picture, but you get the idea.
I need to know those three equations.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta know those inside and out.
I know them inside.
I know I'm out.
A lot of this stuff, when people come in and talk to me, it comes back to the first week.
That's
That'll do it.
terrifying.
That'll do
Do
it.
you remember the first week I said, you really got to know this stuff inside and
Yeah.
out? It's really foundational for everything else. And
Yeah.
now you get what I meant by that.
Yeah.
Because
That'll
we're
do it.
just building on that this whole time.
That's like kind of upsetting.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's not upsetting. It's like, it's not hard. You just have to go back and really know it. You know, you can't just, I always say in my course, it's not really just reading through the slides isn't going to do it. You got to do the problems. You got to think of really what the concept, what's meaning in the body, how does it come out on a graph, you know?
Is it gonna be like that when the Sue comes in, or are we gonna have to
Switch back.
readjust?
You'll probably
Readjust,
adjust.
okay.
It does really important stuff, and that is really all the understanding of a one compartment model. It's a lot of math, you know. It's not hard though. If you get stuck and, you know, go to him, go to the tutors, and I last semester, I can't really teach 361, but I can teach all the material in 362. So if you get stuck, you let me know. It's really about knowing that equation of CT, what I use, CT is equal to C0 e to the negative KT, knowing that inside and out. And then adding little bells and whistles onto it. Why do you have a pickle? I love pickles. You love pickles? Yeah. Yeah, they're great.
Oh, it's such a cute little pickle.
It's like a pickle head
I
of the
was like, where
pharmacist.
did y'all get a pickle from?
What else?
The equation sheet posted in Canvas, is that the exact one? we're gonna
Exact
have?
one.
Sounds good. All right.
So you know what you don't have. That's probably as important as knowing what you do have.
Yeah. Yeah, those three.
Just disregard this first exam score, okay?
No, This is a good one. This one's gonna be easier than the next one.
Why would you say that to me in this state?
Do well. Get a good night's sleep. Do well.
Ugh.
Most people do.
And it's during class. Do we have the full 2 hours?
No, you have an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
You didn't know that in class? We all audibly gasped
Yeah, everybody was
when
like,
she
I
said
did
that.
wonder why everybody gasped.
Yeah, we did
That
that,
was
and then
why.
well, it's because she followed up. She said, "Hold on, hour and a half and 50 questions. Enjoy, enjoy." Wow.
I thought about bringing it down to 40, but honestly, every year I do 50 and people do well.
Well, we're not people.
You know what?
You guys are
I
very
believe
smart.
you. I
Come
trust you,
on.
Queen. I trust you. So
Well, it's by definition, not everybody can be Rokai, but everybody gets to be a pharmacist. I mean, if you keep working hard. But
Fair enough.
so
What if I draw a really pretty
believe in
picture?
yourself, put in the time, practice.
on an
That's how
exam
you get fast
sometimes-
at anything, right? Practice.
Hmm.
You don't want to be surprised, like, what? I'm,
So
you
you
practice.
question.
Yeah.
And you can take this as seriously as you would like. So you and Basu share classes, kind of. Does that mean y'all share the same givingness and curve?
Because he loves his curve.
He does love a curve.
I don't love a curve.
He loves his curve.
Oh,
No, like not at
Oh.
all. Like
I
not
want
even.
you to get what I want you to earn what you get.
oh,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm cooked.
Does that mean you
No,
don't
you're-
love a curve? Like
You guys
you
have
don't
been
love a
doing well on your
20%?
quizzes. Come on. Haven't you?
Our quizzes
Yeah,
are
but
75%
That's your first crack.
They're not
So that's your learning though, right? So this one you're gonna get a lot
Yeah.
of the same stuff.
You know what? You're correct. We're actually all gonna get
That's
it.
the reason that we do quizzes. So
That
you
side eye was
understand what you don't
crazy.
get.
Not when it brings
Because then
my
you'll
grade
get it
down.
on the midterm. That's the whole idea.
No, it's fine. We're all gonna get A's and be amazing.
In
It's gonna be
future
fun.
exams, are there do they?
Are they cumulative?
Yeah.
Or
So like,
comprehensive?
is our second exam gonna have like
Yes.
pure stuff of this on there?
Not much. It's gonna be mostly the new stuff, but frankly,
They
as
it all
you see,
adds.
you really
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
drop it. It all builds on each other. So
gotcha. Sounds good.
so yeah, it's cumulative, but
Oh.
we emphasize the new stuff.
And then how do you run relearns after? Like, is it
It depends on how many people do poorly. If a
Okay.
lot of people do poorly, we'll probably have a session next week here at this time, just like what Dr. Rao did today. I don't know what time I'm scheduled for. I scheduled the time, but I don't know.
okay?
If it's very few people, I'll probably meet with you individually because I really like, especially with this foundational stuff, for it to feel really solid for you. And if you didn't do well, we need to fix it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and usually in the past, I've been able to do that because most people do pretty well.
Or
Gotcha.
like a lot of our classes that we would attend to relearn, even if we get past, that, you know, they'll like print it off so we can see what we missed. Do you print them off so we can see what we missed? Or is
Print
it
off what?
Like the
like the
exam
exam
report.
I think it's maybe the report or something, so you can see what the question was we missed, see the right answer, and then we give it back to them, like we
I
can.
can do that.
Just that way we can actually like
See what we missed.
see what the
Do
question.
they
is.
print off everybody's?
Just the
Just
ones.
If you fail, they print it off because you
Okay, got it.
have to go.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then you just have to reach out if you got above a 73. and
Okay,
you're still-
that's good. Sure, I'll do that.
And then they sticky note the score.
Yeah.
They put a sticky note over our scores.
So that no one knows.
So no one can see it.
Even
Because
though
you don't
you
want people to see it.
Yeah.
You
When
can see it
pass it
through.
out, I mean.
Yeah.
Perfect.
FERPA things. All right.
Oh yeah, me too, King. Yep, I saw that.
That's fine.
No, I'm good.
We actually have so much time to study. It's gonna be fine, you guys. We're gonna lock in. Everyone in this room is gonna get 100%.
My
actually.
Quizlet is over 100 terms.
That's okay.
That's too
That
many.
takes 2 hours to get through. We got it.
That's-
2 hours right before you go to bed. It's gonna be great. And then you can dream of area under the curve.
Literally.
And bioavailability and clearance.
All I see is trapezoids. That's all I see.
As you should. That's actually what happened when I was studying for pharmacology. I went to sleep. And I just started
GPCRs everywhere.
thinking about, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, Agnes.
Just learned what an inverse agonist was today. So.
All right, you guys good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, get a good night's sleep, okay? Because you know, these are thinking, these are not, I want you to have your brain at its peak performance.
9 a.m. tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right? Yeah, you'll get cards, you'll get numbers.
But it's still in one of two.
Yep, 102.
Oh.
Yeah, right now. Let's go back.
You're welcome. Thanks for, I'm sorry you guys had to hang out for so long.
Oh, actually, I'll call you one moment.
They're not doing Chipotle. She's not doing Chipotle.
I'll text you.